Alright guys, so I just wanted to work through one more of these just so you had an example in case you needed it as you're working on your homework. Okay? So we're given here a group data, continuous data, time from 3 to 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. Students playing a game. This is how many games lasted that long. So 4 games were over relatively quickly, 3 to 4 minutes. 12 games, 4 to 5 minutes, and so on and so forth. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to construct a cumulative frequency table, which is what it's talking about right here. So what we do for that, remember, is the first thing is we recognize what our upper boundaries are. Now, with this one, upper boundaries are pretty easy because since it's continuous, the upper boundary is 4 here, it's 5 here, it's 6 here, and so on and so forth, all the way down. All right, now we're going to go through and we're going to make our extra column here. Remember, and the extra column is our cumulative frequency. All right. And so for the first one, that goes up to 4. Now remember, cumulative means that we're going to add them together. So the next one is going to be 4 plus 12, which is 16. And then the next one will be that 16 plus the 18 below it. So that would add up to 34 plus the 9. So now would give me 43. Plus 3 would be 46, 47, 48, and 49. Now we always want to double check. This says that I have 49 total games. And sure enough, that was what was given to me in the problem, is that there were 49 games. So I've added up correctly. Hopefully, at least it adds up to the right total. Now I'm ready to draw a cumulative frequency graph. And so I'm going to make a little bit more space here. All right. And that needs to be resized right there. There we go. Very nice. Perfect. So now I'm ready to do my cumulative frequency graph, which I'll do over here on the side. So my graph is going to look something like this. Looks like on the x-axis I need to be able to go from 4 minutes up to 10 minutes. I'm not going to worry about the 3. Remember, this is cumulative frequency, so I'm just going to make some little marks. So that'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right, all the way up to 10. And then here on the side, I need the frequency. So the frequency has to go from 0 all the way up to 49. So maybe I can go by 5s. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, starting at 5, 10, 15, 20. Maybe I'll just put 10s down from here on out. And then up to 50. All right. So now I'm ready to draw my cumulative frequency graph. And so at 4 minutes, I have a cumulative frequency of 4. So I'm going to put that point down. So we're going to change colors here. So I'm off to blue. So at 4, it's going to be right about there. All right. And then at 5 minutes, I need a cumulative frequency of 16. So at 5 here, I'm going to go just over 15. So about right there, 16. And then I'm going to go up to 4 minutes, 4, 5, 6 minutes, which then will be 18. So just under 20, 34. So all the way up to 34 there. So obviously this is pretty steep here. That's where most of the games are occurring, which we can see. So at 7, I need 43. 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 43. You can see here that it starts to get a little less steep. At 8 minutes, I need 46. So that's just above 45 there. At 9 minutes, I'm going to have 48. And then at 10 minutes, I'm going to have, looks like I didn't spread this out very well. That's all right. So 10 minutes, I've got that. All right, so you can see that we've got a fairly nice, smooth curve here. And that's my cumulative frequency graph. Now, the next question asks me for some details from this cumulative frequency graph. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go first the lower quartile. So remember, to get the lower quartile, I'm going to take the number of data points, I'm going to add 1, and then I'm going to divide it by 4. That's 1/4. It's 1 over 4. So N was 49 games. So 49 plus 1 is 50. So 50 over 4, which is 12.5. So that's not the value of the lower quartile. That is the term that I'm looking for, the 12.5th term. So I go up to 10, 11, 12.5, which is halfway between 10 and 15. And that gives me a value of, pretty close to 5. Maybe a little bit less than 5. This point right here is supposed to be at 5. So probably a little less than 5. So, yeah, we can go about 4.9 maybe. Okay, so I forgot to turn off my finger. So I equals about 4.9. All right, now we're on to the upper quartile. Now remember, to get the upper quartile, I'm going to do 3 over 4 times n plus 1, because the upper quartile is the third quartile. So there again, I'm going to go 3 times n plus 1, which was 50 over 4, and this time I get 37.5. So at 37.5, again, about right here, I'm going to go over, which should be then somewhere between 6 and 7 minutes. Oh, it's not making that line as nice as I'd like. Okay, so somewhere around here. So 4 or 5, 6, maybe 6.75. And so I will be 6.75 minutes. Okay? And then we go on to, sorry, that was I, wasn't it? Okay? Now I look for the median, and the median should be 50% or half. So it'll be, the median will be n plus 1 over 2. So 50 over 2, which will be 25. So I look for the 25th number. So 25 should be right about there. And straight down, more or less. So I got about 5, maybe 5.75. Okay, so the median is about 5.75 minutes. All right. So I've done lower quartile, I've done the median, I've done the upper quartile. Now the inner quartile range, remember, is just the third quartile minus the first one. So to get the answer to IV, which is the inner quartile range, I'm going to take Q3, or the upper quartile, minus Q1, or the lower quartile. So that would be 5.75 minus Q1, which was about 4.9. Now your numbers may be slightly different from these, and that's okay. So 4.9, and we should then get about 0.85 should be my IQR. So within about a minute of each other, those middle 50%. So they roughly take about the same amount of time. All right, and then letter V asks for the 30th percentile. So which value is above 30% of the data? And now you'll remember we talked about this in class, and we said that we can do the same thing with our n plus 1, but instead of looking for a quarter or 3/4 or half, we're looking for 30%, which would be 30 over 100. So n plus 1 is 50, so over 100. 50 times 30 is 1,500 divided by 100 will be 15. You can also do 50 divided by 100, which would be 1/2, and multiply that by the 30. So we get 15. So to get my 30th percentile, I'll go to 15 right here, which should be just under something right there. My graph is pretty ugly here, but it looks like around 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more according to my picture there. So we can say, yeah, somewhere around 5 minutes. It should be a little bit less. So about 5 minutes. And that's it.